Ndewonu. Achọrọ m ikwu okwu maka kọt a ga-ata gbasara Nnamdi Kanu. Kamgbe ka m na-aṅa ntị ka m nụ na ahapụgo ya si ya naba. Mana ihe m na-anụzi abụ ihe m chọburu ịnụ. Mgbe m nụrụ na ebidokwara keesi a n'isi, keesi ewedoro na Court of Appeal, apụtara m kwuo okwu telee ebumnobi eji ebido ha keesi ewedoro na Court of Appeal n'isi. Ma na-eche na enwere nkata akpara kamgbe m emechi ọnụ sị ka m nụkena asị n'oke submission kamanụ echere m na ọ ga-eruwe nke ikwuwe n'oke submission, because n'oge nke m agwara m gwa my lawyers na ka a ga-esi ahapụ m na a ga-aga na court na maka na mama nwụọ na ka m gaa lie ya. Eche m ụdị understanding enwere with Nnamdi Kanu before ebido ha keesi ewinuru na Court of Appeal ebidokwa n'isi. So enweghị understanding enwere ebidokwa keesi n'isi. Who does that? Who does that? I mean, it's laughable. It's incredible. Case he win na Court of Appeal. Fine, ha gara Supreme Court. Si na ha kwero. Fine, he can go that agree. You obey the Court of Appeal first. Ha chukwanu lawyer to know na lano lawyer. Ha do Nnamdi Kanu na detention. The whole world will hear it. Si na Court of Appeal. If we go mad, si na ha kwere. Para government mba. The embarrassment is on them. The joke is on them. Mgbe all over the world na-akpọ ha n'ọnụ, they will be forced to release him. Ha nụsịrị ebidokwala kesi dị ishi. A na-echenu na enwere maybe the modality a chọrọ use were hapụ ya. Amadụ m na-enwe nkata akpara o. Unu just rụ. Hey God, now what for you people? Now what for you people? I mean, just a bit of a case as in what now get one understanding. Get the understanding. Oil refers to terrorism. This is political issue. It has nothing to do with the judiciary. The judiciary is a part of government. It's an arm of the executive. The 1999 Constitution as amended, whatever it is a rubbish constitution. It made the judiciary an arm of the government as long as it is the president that appoints the Chief Justice of Nigeria. Judiciary is an arm of the government. It's just like when you say Independent Electoral Commission. Which independence? When the president appoints the chairman of the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission is an arm of the executive. Then, you are being accused of terrorism. God helped you, did miracle for you. Court of Appeal, acquire the case. Nga kige jidaka, ale kule so on our body we stand. Release him first. Ale kule judges, lawyers. The defense lawyers, I don't allow so no ga bozi ya. Mgbe ha nọgide ike kwụ ha. Ndị mmadụ aga na-akpọ ha n'ọnụ mana Nigeria mana outside Nigeria. Akpụgide ha n'ọnụ ha si alawa. Unu ga-bidozie n'isi. Kekwa unu make expect before. Huh? The Court of Appeal judges ikpere ikpe ahụ. Government bara ha mba. Transfer all of them out of Abuja. And when I know, but I is with them. So in ha ga-eme ka unu ghọta na ha chọrọ convict Nnamdi Kanu. Anụ na-enwe ọdụ chi ya na-egburu ijiji. That verdict by the Court of Appeal wu chi ya gburu ijiji. bidoro nke ikpeazụ m na-eche ma enwere ihe unu na ha kpara. Hey, anụ asị anụ na-achọ ngwere ogbugbu ọ ngwere kwete na anụ ha ga-egbu ya, anụ egbuo ya, ma ngwere kwete ga-ada ma gbu ya. At that level, my own opponent, my High Court, my Court of Appeal, I lost the cases. We
are saying that the judge has no jurisdiction whatsoever to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because that particular issue of being a victim of extraordinary rendition must be determined, because and that one will be the whether they will be the one that will confer jurisdiction on the court, and the court said there is no evidence before him. No, we are going to supply evidence before him that Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition. Then, having done that, there is nothing, no case to answer. So that you should go home with that. And if they fail to do otherwise, we will not see it as a war against the Igbos.
And discover that he was not guilty, that what he was doing was according to the law. He has not violated the law. You understand me? Moreover, Nigeria signed treaty, and I believe they signed it with the AU before it was called OAU, Organization Unity, African Unity, whatsoever. Listen and listen good, my beloved brother. I am not surprised of what I am seeing, of what is going on today. I know that even that October 10 that they fixed earlier, that is the day that they are going to, before they even brought it to today, being 26th of September. I know that there is nothing going to take place as in time of positivity regard to the case. Because I told you from the onset when this man came to this office to handle this case, he's a boy to Wike and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What do you expect? Do you expect him to go against it? See, what is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not law. It's not Nigerian law. Because he has defeated Nigeria according to the law. You understand? And the court and the Nigerian law are free him. So what is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a political enemies, political powers and political pride. That is what is keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu where he is today. Let me tell you, regarding to what has happened today, that they say, okay, today, case of submission or no submission whatsoever have been not dismissed. Do you understand? So now, Agabi being the former the senior advocate and who has served in Nigeria twice as Attorney General of the Federation, now filed a case of concerning his health, because the DSS came with a urgent and a quack from the court, what they call it, a feeder's beast, claiming that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was using their health as an issue for him to escape from their hand, which led to international doctors from from Kenya and other places to come and check his health, and they discovered that there are more to his health, there are more to what he has complained, there are more that is based on what Nigeria is claiming, denying and lying against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health as a result of the DSS fake result report. Now, the fact has finally been fetched out that actually there are more regarding to his health, more than what they have already said that is disturbing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So on that is what we are on it now, on how to free this man for him to go for his medical checkup, so that at least let him be alive and continue to fight and continue his struggle. And let me tell you, there is something I want to say that is very, very, I am optimistic about this, and it should be very, very checkmated. Do you understand? Why? What is that? The thing is this. Number one, as Nigeria include raping in their constitution, that is the question I'm asking. As Nigeria include kidnapping as part of their constitution, as Nigeria include banditry, killings in their constitution. Why am I asking this question? Because the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cited violence. And where was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when this violence, according to them, was cited, which they charge him a terrorist and charge him for treasonable offense? I want to know, Was he here in Nigeria that he started it, or was he in the London? And if London, the British, can still call IPOB not terrorist or non-terrorist organization when Nigeria is targeting them a terrorist organization, does it mean that Nigeria don't really know, or the British, that Nigeria know more than the British who call IPOB non-terrorist organization, who even went ahead and gave them an asylum? I want to ask, please. Now, I want to ask again. Why I'm asking this question is this. Either in Castina or in Zamfara, where I saw a clear video where banditry are holding a heavy arms on their shoulder, and a huge amount of money was being dispatched in each other's palms. And they were smiling and they were hailing them, and they entered their bike and they left. And that in the name of amnesty. You call for an amnesty and you settle for an amnesty, yet they still went back with their gun. What are we actually saying? That means if these people can still be working freely, there is no equity in Nigeria, and there is no unity in Nigeria, and there is no fairness in Nigeria, and there is no justice in Nigeria. And having said this, you see why I still stand to say again, in addition, that every justice that is delayed is a justice denied. And you cannot use injustice to get justice. So for Nnamdi Kanu, they need to free Nnamdi Kanu. They don't supposed to trouble him again. He should gain his freedom, they should free him. He has not commit any offense. If these people can be working freely. You understand? If all these people that rape, that kill, that kidnap, that cause insecurity all over the country could be working freely, even with the arms, illegal arms, then they are working freely. Sidious Musa saw the video, he knows, in Katsina State. He knows, he watched them, he was aware, all of them, including Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they were all aware of that, and nothing happened, and they allowed those people to walk free without even dropping the arms. By the way, who got them
came in
the arms?
and
Whichever thing that they like, let them come in with. It's none of my business. My business is this. Since they come in with the arms, and you say you are negotiating, and you are negotiating with a bandit, and it was their attitude, it was their criminality against Nigerians in Nigerian state that triggered people like Nnamdi Kanu. Remember somebody like Igbo? It was as a result of the acts of this very set of group of people in Osun State, if I'm not mistaken, that triggered Igbo to rise up. And now Igbo is working freely. Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS. Herdsmen, kidnappers, see those people that they negotiate, they still went away with the gun. They negotiate with them. Now you are putting them, this government, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu government, is now putting them on a payroll. Just imagine that, my beloved brother. So what is that offense that Nnamdi Kanu has committed that warrant them to be torturing him like this, if not for the hatred, including the present government, have against the Igbos? Yes, Igbophobia, that's just it. I don't care how anybody can twist it. I don't care what anybody can come up with. I still stand on this word. It is Igbophobia. If it's not to the hatred as a result of Igbo man, should those people walk out with those arms and still working freely? Yes. Should they be working freely? No, that is the answer. Sidious Musa would have made sure that even that should have been an opportunity to do what? To unalive them, and at the same time arrest them, and at the same time detain them. But they work freely and still collect money.
But we saw
and walk away with the arms.
But we saw the military intervene them, snapping them pictures. Do you not think
this is a collaboration? That is why you see those Boko Haram or whatsoever that will come, that will tell you, say amnesty, they don't repent. But no repentance in Igbo. Because IPOB, they are Igbophobia. Hatred in Nigeria have for against the Igbos.
Is a kidnap.
And who
is a money ritual. They are into money ritual.
Who and who is into money ritual?
That's what I'm saying.
I see this Musa, your pikin say they don't use them for ritual. No, I'm asking, no, before you accuse somebody, you must have a fact and evidence. Nigeria have checkmate bans in Nnamdi Kanu, including the Radio Biafra, which they arrested him with, and they kept it in, what is it called? DSS edition, which they have went to cross-check if they can find anything guilty of that, regard to what they have said, and they cannot defend anything.
What said Nnamdi Kanu was inciting terrorism there.
How did he incite terrorism?
He was inciting terrorism.
He was inciting terrorism in which way? No, I want to know, please. I want to know. Incited, did you see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ever hold Paco stick against anybody? Even during his time of protest, he was doing the protest of what? Paper that is normal all over the world. A freedom fighter have the right to hold a paper to protest. It's like and when you have a family, you have children, and your children are logging head against one another. What do you supposed to do as a father? You call them, you hear them, you listen to them. Then you now, as a father, you dish out one or two things in order to calm them down and to make peace among them. But instead of doing that, Nigeria, now because he's an Igbo man, went ahead to unalive people and at the same time to assassinate him, if not for God intervention. Does it supposed to be like that? And you see people before Mazen Nnamdi Kanu start to incite whatsoever you say that incited, that is a terrorism. Please, self-defense, is it a crime? Somebody was killing and somebody was raping, somebody vandalizing home, but making all sort of things, and government is not doing anything. And somebody say, please, so you understand? You say it's a crime, and people are working with the arms. People are working, killing, kidnapping, raping, vandalizing people's farm, people crops, causing insecurity in Nigeria. Tudibelo and Co, Pinkin and the rest of them. Are you getting it? Now you have a Swab, you have Pakarawa, you have a Mahmouda, you have a Boko Haram, you have Al Qaeda, you have SS. How did they call it? ICC or ECC. EC or something like that. Then all these people, what is Nigerian government doing about them? Only to negotiate with them. But you cannot negotiate with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Different courts in Nigeria have treated the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and discovered that he was not guilty. That what he was doing was according to the law. He has not violated the law. You understand me? Moreover, Nigeria signed treaty, and I believe they signed it with the AU. Before it was called OAU, Organization Unity, African Unity whatsoever. But now it has become AU, African Union. You understand? Then they signed treaty again with EU, European Union, and the Treaty of the United Nations, UN. Now go to their charters. Section 1 and Section 55 warrant Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to agitate for freedom of his people. Do you know why I quoted all this place? So that you can do your findings. The man has not and has never violated the law. Rather, he followed the law. But it's Nigeria. That is why I use the word I said. Any justice that is delayed is justice denied. And you cannot use injustice to get justice.
Okay, but according to Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, they said, that just like we know that the Nigerian Medical Association will be coming to checkmate Nnamdi Kanu, and at the same time they're giving the Nigerian government option to move Nnamdi Kanu to a private clinic, that have come out to put themselves forward as regards the security of Nnamdi Kanu, that if they don't want him to go to national hospital, that they can also move him to this private hospital. They say the name of the hospital is kept secret because of
they are skeptical. How did I put it?
Yes, because of that. Do you think after the NMA check Nnamdi Kanu and see that he has one or two issues, do you think that they should give him, Nnamdi Kanu should be given that freedom to go to wherever he wants
He
to go.
has to be given freedom. He has to be given freedom, for he has not violated the law. Please, somebody say, stand up and defend yourself. Moreover, is he the only one who have asserted that? So far, so good. As we speak now, even as I'm speaking to you now, Atiku even said the same thing now. Everybody to defend themselves. See, there's Musa say I should go and train Kung Fu. Mr. Jai, the DSS boss, which harbor mass in Nnamdi Kanu. You understand? Said everybody should rise up and do what? And defend themselves. Sheyi Gumi, that's supposed to be languishing himself, said some months ago, this very year, that they should give the youth to gun, which I said that me, myself, I am waiting to collect my own. I need that gun, and I will, if I collect it, I will go to my father's farm and defend it. And I will defend it against the Fulanis. Yes. I'm telling you pure pop and plain. So, having said all these people that say that they are still working freely, are they not? They are working freely. Are they not working freely? Yes, they are working freely. So why do you now keep holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu over the same incitement? And you did not even go to the root to ask. They say when they begin, they cry. They point a hand. There is something. And there is an adage that said again, that the toe doesn't run in the afternoon for nothing. Either something is pursuing or is pursuing something. So when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and let me tell you, when he initially came to this country, he did not come for division. He come for an equity, for unity, which they are claiming, for that same one Nigeria which they are deceiving people with. But how far? How did they treat it? How did they listen to him? How did they manage it? How did they pay their attention? That was what led to him. And upon that, and with that, the Fulanis went ahead and began to kill people and begin to brutalize people. That was what led him to form ESN, which you and I know. And as a result of that, the continuity of that in Ondo, you remember what happened in Owo under the watch of the late Akere Doru, may his soul rest in peace. He wept like a baby. And that was what pushed him to form Amoteku. Do we have Amoteku before? No, we don't have Amoteku in Yoruba land. What we had before in Yoruba land is OPC. OPC, that's what everybody knows. But Amoteku was formed as a result of this insecurity. Yet, the Nigerian government has failed to do the needful. As a result of Igbo man, Igbo is working freely. Igbo man is now paying the price that the mighty Allahs and co supposed to be paying. And you are telling me that we are one. What makes us to be one? What to unite us? And where is the equity of one Nigeria? There is equity means equality. We are not equal because you can see the treatment, you can see the marginalization is too obvious and it's too open. So as it stands now, let Nigeria, if they say that they don't believe in what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is saying or is doing, let them declare a referendum.
Referendum have been conducted already.
Okay, it has been conducted. So how was the result? What was the outcome? It was so massively that the people are ready to go.
Some may call it audio.
Anyhow, any language, any English you like, you use it to qualify it.
Okay, lastly, the UN, we know them to be the United Nations organization, the UN.
United Nations.
So why is it that the UN have spoken several times as the girl release of Nnamdi Kanu?
Nigeria is a sovereign nation. There are some procedures.
And Nigeria is a member
protocols
of the UN. Why is it that the Nigeria are not receiving the order that the United Nations is giving as regards the freedom?
That is what I am saying. Nigeria, look at what I said before. I say you cannot use injustice to get justice. Are you getting it? So Nigeria is violating the law. And as you are violating law, you cannot violate law and expect law to stand. You understand? You can't violate law and expect that same law to stand. And that has been the problem we are facing in this country. Is in Nigeria here I'm saying that people are above the law. And they are the one that make the law. See, I can give an example of what happened to Ekwele, is it not Ekwele Mado Ekweme in UK? If that man were to be, that's why the fact is an Igbo man, with his level in Nigeria, Are you trying to tell me that if that man, that thing that happened, that landed him in a jail, happened in Nigeria, do you think that you will see him in police station? He will not appear in police station. Not to talk more of going to jail. And that is to tell you the country that respect the law and they are law-abiding people. In America, imagine the current president now. Do you remember there was a time he appeared in the court? Yes, he appeared in the court several times. The former president of America, Clinton, because of one girl dragged him to court, and he appeared. Can that happen in Nigeria? You understand? So you cannot be violating law and expect your law to have value and respect before the people. Are you hearing me? It's not done. And there is something I will advise Nigerian government to do. To save their face in international face. Look at what happened in the UN. When Shetima, are you hearing me? When Shetima appeared to speak, to defend Nigeria, look at the way they treat, they even remove mic. To the point of removing mic from his face. Do you know what that means? It's a very, very huge slap. It's an insult. And you are claiming that you are the giant of Africa. In what sense? You say you are ECOWAS this. In one sense, ECOWAS don't scatter. Everything don't scatter. Everybody they pull out of ECOWAS. Does it make sense? No, excuse me. Let them save their face. As the case of Nnamdi Kanu, because Kenya doesn't want to partner. See, Canada saying Nigeria is a terrorist nation. Do you know what that means? What is it? Sheikh Gumi traveled to Arab nation called Saudi Arabia. What happened? Did they welcome him? They chased him back. But here in Nigeria is working freely. So it is the high time that the federal government of Nigeria should wake up. They should rise up and save their face before the international bodies. A little bit, just the way Kenya did in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, because this matter have exposed Nigeria and it have ridiculed Nigerian judiciary to nothing.
This is a unique opportunity for Nigeria to be circumspect and look towards a political solution to this matter, and especially as it concerns high crime and criminality in the Southeast. So we are all disappointed, but God has not spoken yet. We will come back and show that the extraordinary rendition was indeed included in the submissions made to the court, and then the judge, like the barrister said, will know whether he has jurisdiction or not. But for the Igbo people, this is your time to rise up and to speak up and to say enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Take care. All right, have a good weekend. So that's correct. It's that the court will not be sent back.
Ella. Abel, who is speaking? Who is speaking?
The bandits with bandits. And you are negotiating with the bandits with their hands.
And you are dragging an innocent man who did nothing.
And you think that
no, this is wrong.
Very
wrong.
Very wrong.
Is very clear, yeah.
Get out. Big man, they sweet you.
Come now, come on time. What are we going to talk about? Let's talk about what we want to talk about.